Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to the Minus the Rumors news podcast for this week, February the 25th. And I am here with Zero the Unwise, Ziploc Bob, Angry Hippie Lady, and myself, Crimson Rose. And let's go ahead and get this one started. So, first off, have is mainstream games not progressing? Are they kind of stuck in a lull? Are they just copy and paste? So, one guy says so. Zero, if you want to kind of.
Sure. Warren Spector is a longtime developer of games, and we might know him as the designer of the game series Deus Ex. He has decided to say, screw the mainstream altogether. He says, I am so glad that the indie atmosphere is so prominent because they're the ones that are really pushing for new things in the games instead of another AAA title with prettier graphics and the exact same gameplay. I tend to agree with him.
I would also agree with this. I feel like play games have become copy and paste. They're not new. The tech around them has greatly changed to where the visuals are so much better. You got the VR coming in, but the games themselves have not changed from Fallout 3 to Fallout 4. The Halo games, all the shooter games, they're just same thing over and over. Not much with mechanics are changing, but the indie side of it, that's why indie developers are really exploding. That's why it's Microsoft and Sony and finally Nintendo are like gobbling them up because they're pushing mechanics. They're pushing the game boundaries instead of the other stuff. What do you guys think?
Yeah, as far as when it comes to like your indie developers or even like small non AAA, like your AA developers or single A developers, like they have to come to the classic problem of, well, we can't afford we can't sell this using graphics alone. We can't sell this using X alone. Like you're not going to out Halo. You're not going to out Call of Duty. Those markets are packed to the brim. So what do you do instead? You make something to where it's truly innovative. And that's where a lot of these smaller game companies are, and individuals even are doing. Like the biggest game of last year was an indie game, for crying out loud. Undertale came out of nowhere, and on its surface, it was a shmup, plain and simple. It was a very new take on the role playing game. The the guy who made it understood how PC games work, on how their save files work, on how everything actually works, and got really meta in the narrative. And that's something that AAA, the big boys, they are not going to risk that. You'll never see Konami, Capcom, Nintendo themselves as their own entity, Sony or Microsoft games, or even Bungie try that because they're investing so much money that it limits the risks they can take. So they have all this money and they lose money because they play it too safe sometimes.
Right. And a little bit on a side note, AAA games, instead of like pushing so much the mechanic, I guess there's a divide really between the indie games are going pushing mechanics and where I think the AAA games are finally kind of moving toward esports more, which you're not really pushing mechanics, but you're only worried about the money and whatnot, and it's going to be successful. But I think there's kind of a divide on what we're wanting to do and where it leads.
Yeah, an example that happened this past week with the release of Street Fighter V. How it was initially released once the servers were working. It was basically Street Fighter V Evo Edition. It wasn't built at all for the casuals. All that stuff's coming, thankfully, because I do enjoy Street Fighter 5, but I play fighting games casually for the story because I'm not glorious at fighting games.
Right.
Even like
Mhm.
old NES boxing games, if you, oh god. Yeah. Anything to where it's like any sort of fisticuffs, I'm horrible at. So I just pick up and play and just enjoy it for the sake of playing the game. So, you know, the esports thing is definitely real, and there's definitely a market for that because Evo's huge, MLG gaming is huge, which I actually recently found out was an actual thing. I thought it was a meme for years, and
Mhm.
just a meme.
Right.
Whoops.
And
Right.
Hippie, how do you feel about all this?
I'm excited to see more indie games just because it is very copy and paste, and I mean we were talking about it before how there's really no huge change in between Fallout 3 and then Fallout New Vegas and then onwards to Fallout 4. I mean the graphics are a bit better and everything, but game wise it's just the same.
How about I, I know we didn't talk this in our pre-plan, but we've got three for sure Minecraft players in here. Bob, you said you have played Minecraft.
I play the creative mode mostly because I like building things.
Right. How do you Crimson Hippie, how do you guys feel about Minecraft now that it is no longer an indie game and it is one of the mainstreamiest of mainstream games? Do you feel that progression in the game has slowed down with developments and updates and things?
I have a military helicopter going over 1 second.
I
So
mean,
hippie.
yeah. I hmm.
I would
I mean,
personally say that progression has definitely slowed down. I think a lot of the passion has been taken out of Minecraft, where now that they've been absorbed by Microsoft, they have more money and they're working on other projects, which is great, which is fantastic, which you have to do to survive. However, I think the passion has not been replaced for the Minecraft project itself, and how development time is taking ridiculous amounts of time, and you're not really changing a lot. Yeah, you're changing a lot of code, but you're not changing a lot of game mechanic. It's getting a little repetitive with that. You're changing combat system. It seems like a big shift for not much.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of how I feel about it too. Like 1.8 came out a year ago. Before that 1.7 was a big Minecraft update. 1.8 was a pretty
Right.
big update. I mean, they were big updates, but they didn't do much for the game. And you got to think what comes after 1.9? The dreaded Minecraft 2.0. Um, and
1.91.
yeah, well, you know what I mean. After the 1.9 series. So it's like I don't know. I know that Minecraft progression has slowed down quite a bit as well. So that's
But it's still absolutely huge. The market, it's still there to be watched. It's just it, particulars about the game people want to see instead of everything now. It's
Well, if
exactly.
you really want to rewind the clock on this, how games are not making much progression anymore. Let's rewind it back, like just just reword it a little bit. Games do not take chances anymore. I do not think a game like that is as surreal as Mario Brothers is when you really think about it happen today.
Right.
From a company like Nintendo, there will probably not be a new IP anything that's surreal as that or your Alex Kids or your Adventure Islands. And I know I am losing some of the younger audience, and that was like just look at a Nest library. It's like some of the craziness that they pulled, especially companies like Data East with you know bad dudes with attitude. Yeah, it's a very 80s thing, but at the same time, it's like, are you a bad enough dude to save the president? That is
And
absurdism. You don't you don't get that same sort of absurdism as much from games nowadays, in my opinion.
and that's why Nintendo did so well back in the day, and that's why they have so much money. Is really because of Satoru Iwata, where he really pushed for the game-changing mechanics of we've always done games like this, but let's completely change it. And now these gaming franchises that are the mainstays of Nintendo are forever, more or less. But I don't see Microsoft and I don't see Sony really doing that, and I don't see Nintendo really doing that anymore. I mean, I'll wait and see what they do with the new console, but even the guys that are famous for it, they're not really doing that.
Right.
Well, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say the games that I see, huge changes in, or the game that I see the hugest changes in, it would be probably the Zelda series.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Dynasty Warriors Zelda thing was amazing.
But that would
Not
be
only that, but the fact that the new Zelda game will be open world. Zelda's hasn't done that since it was did it way back when, but this is a completely new spin on how this franchise will do it. I mean, this is like basically Zelda and Skyrim put together. That I will give credit. That is pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say this. There's a difference between taking risks and progression. Like, if you want to talk about taking risks gone wrong, look at the Sonic series. Every time they have something that's like kind of interesting, like how Sonic Generations was. The very next game, like now we have these games, so it's like they threw the baby out with the bathwater. Now we've got Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric. That game is awful.
Right.
It is complete garbage. And this isn't like just from, oh, I read the reviews. No, I actually played it.
Right.
For about 5 minutes, and then I had to actually stop because the frame rates were so bad. I was getting vertigo.
Right.
So not all I mean, some of these companies, they might not be innovating because they realize that they can't do it. Not all companies can innovate. I get that. Some companies are very good at getting something very polished and very refined.
It's just the copy paste has gotten a little old in recent years.
But when every company is doing it and nobody's taking any risks anymore, that's when it's just becoming way too stagnant.
Right.
And it's becoming a problem because now medium as a whole is suffering, and us as gamers, we're not suffering, but our wants and needs are not being met with this medium that we love.
So speaking of old games, the Mortal Kombat secret menus have been discovered 20 years later. I was like 1. or not even born when like these games come out. So this is for like Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 and like 3, and it's just convoluted stuff.
MK1, 2, and 3. Yeah, let's see here. I was 11 going on 12 when MK1 first came out. And I did play it at my buddy Jock's house. He had a PlayStation, I believe. He had all the consoles. That's why him and I hung out. Like, he had all the consoles. And I remember playing it. I've beat Mortal Kombat 1 quite a few times. I'm surprised that after 20 years, nobody has, bothered to plug in the actual source code of the game and find these hidden menus. They would be in there.
Right.
But
And for the viewers, this was the original Mortal Kombat released in, I guess, 1992. So I was 2 years away from being born.
I was like, I wasn't born yet.
In 92?
Yes.
I was born in 84. So I would have been 10, 8, sorry. Wow. Jeez, learned to math
Right. So
zero.
back in '92.
But
Yeah, let's see. 92, I was,
now,
let's see, 5.
in
when this game
92
first came
though,
out.
in 92, Mortal Kombat was an arcade game.
Right.
And
Arcades.
for you younger viewers, us older folks used to go to these things to play video games. They were called arcades. They had these big machines that you'd put quarters into, and you would be allowed to play a game with a
Right.
joystick and buttons. You might have seen them
And it was
before.
fun.
Like a Chuck E. Cheese or something like that. We were trying
Fun fact, Chuck E. Cheese was made by Atari.
We're seeing a huge. It seems like the death of arcades anymore. They still exist, but
Yeah, they exist primarily on like the East Coast of America, the West Coast, like at old shopping centers, and then it's huge in Japan. It's absolutely huge there, but in America, it has really died, and you've got a few surviving franchises like Mortal Kombat, and as well as
Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Marvel
Right.
vs. Capcom, mainly fighting games, and bullet hell games, and
right.
games that are these precise skill, no, be able to play by the frame, competitive type of games. And even with esports, they're surprisingly these things are still huge in arcades because they might not be able to. The kids might not be able to afford the shell out the yen for
Right.
a
And
home console, but they
Right.
can shoot a few shackles down the slot and
who
it,
was
it's
play.
and it, for us, it's like instant gratification. Why would I drive to an arcade when I can have Pokken Tournament, port it to the Wii U, and play it there? So that's also
this is going to be sad and make some people feel really old. But the arcade in the movie Tron was an actual arcade that got shut down a few years ago because even it couldn't attract enough people with its prestige.
Yeah.
Like arcades just are not a thing in the U.S. anymore.
Who was it in the in our MTR pre-meeting? That's right, guys. We don't just do this off the cuff. We have a pre-meeting every week. Starts a couple hours before the stream. That we actually had to describe an arcade to. I mean, or no, maybe it wasn't somebody that we were discussing where arcades were, and pretty much every movie theater has one. Bowling
Right.
Movie
alleys tend
theaters,
to have
bowling
them.
alleys. Yeah.
But yeah, now back in my
God, I
day,
still miss my Fist of the North Star one in our bowling alley.
an arcade was about the size of a shopping a store, a Walmart sized store. And I went to an arcade not long ago in my hometown that I just moved back to, and it used to be relatively huge, but now they have a go-kart course. They've got a rock climbing wall. They've got a mini golf course. And aside from skee ball, they've got like an air hockey table and two side-by-side racing games and like 3 pinball games. There's maybe half a dozen machines in there. And it's
and
really
here where I live, there's the only arcade we really have. We have one at the mall, but it's got like a air hockey, and that's really it. But there's one downtown where it is the magical difference is you got all these arcade games lined up wall to wall. You got the 60, you got like board games as well, but it's all in a bar. So
that
there's
was
where your connection is.
That was our other point right there, is like arcades don't exist anymore because it seems like anywhere that they do exist, because they are around, but you pretty much got to be of drinking age to get into them.
But be honest, if you're going to an arcade, and you want to, chances are you're going to be drinking age because you're over 21 because you grew up with arcades.
Right.
Well, the arcades really died with our generation.
Oh yeah,
They really did.
Speaking of Mortal Kombat and all the legal battles it's ensued and all that good stuff, There was a senator here recently that got sentenced to prison. Senator Leland Yee got sentenced to prison for selling, taking bribes and that sort of stuff, as well as um, selling illegal firearms to the Philippines in exchange for money. He was arrested by the FBI last year. He sentenced recently for 5 years. They were originally aiming for 6 after a plea bargain. And before the plea bargain, he was going to get $250,000 in fines plus 20 years for his crimes. And he was arrested alongside. A San Francisco based triad, which I'm not even going to try to pronounce because I am an American and my tongue does not like cooperating with me when it comes to foreign languages. But you know what? I'm going to try it anyways. Chi Kung Tong triad. But the reason why this ties into us is this is the same senator that tried to get the 2-inch by 2-inch 18 only sticker on the front of all games that have violence and dismemberment and blah 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 as a option in the games, including Grand Theft Auto, Assassin's Creed, Red Dead Redemption, and he was trying to do this one for years. And I just find it funny that he's like, oh no, we're trying to get rid of these, make where these games are illegal to sell to minors because they're destroying your youths and their families. Meanwhile, he's doing all this horribly shady stuff. Any opinions, guys?
I find it ironic. I find it more ironic than Alanis Morissette's ironic song,
Which had no irony in it whatsoever.
But yeah, I mean, somebody that was out against video gamers and video game violence is selling guns to the triad.
No, he was not selling the guns to the triad. He was taking bribes from the triad.
That's taking bribes from the triad to traffic firearms
guns to the Philippines.
Okay, so he was taking bribes from the triad and selling guns to the Philippines. So he was trafficking guns.
Selling guns. These were illegal firearms, so that means they had to at least be fully automatic.
Right. And I mean,
yeah.
He sounds like the perfect bad guy for a video game.
Maybe
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, he sounds
he
like
should be in the next Grand Theft Auto.
He sounds like a bad guy from a game that he would be against in normal terms. I find it ironic. I hope he has fun with his 5 years. Good thing there's no video games in prison, so he won't have to worry about it.
That way. I mean, if this guy got a hold of video games, my God, what would he have done to the world?
Right.
Thank the heavens above he never played San Andreas.
Right.
But he did say, I have taken full responsibility for my actions after he's been caught.
Exactly.
And crimes, and I've committed. This will haunt me for the rest of my life. He tried to see if he could. This slime ball accepted checks and bags of cash from undercover FBI agents, then says, "Can I please serve the sentence at home with my dying wife?" He was denied immediately.
I'll bet.
The judge is like, just no.
Just no.
The judge is quoted as saying, "The crimes you've committed have resulted in essentially attack of democratic institutions. This is a serious injury to a governmental institution." The thing is a few years ago, he was actually trying to get, he was quoted as, "Gamers have got to quiet down. Gamers have no credibility in this argument. This is all about their lust for violence and industry's lust for money. This is a dollar industry. This is about their self-interest, and this is in response to him, his criticism towards him about him trying to get, or as him putting forth a much publicized violent video game law in the United States that the Supreme Court struck down. So this wasn't just a politician who happened to hate. No, he really tried to get a lot of heavy legislation through his state.
Right.
And it's just so backwards that, don't get me wrong, I'm not ignorant. I know that he's a politician. Politicians lie. I get it. I'm not ignorant. However, wow.
Mm-hmm.
This is amazing.
Right.
But, oh well. Achievement unlocked, I guess.
Speaking of video games, guys and girls, you ever play a game that's got a bunch of achievements? You try to achievement hunt? If so, I guarantee you do not have the one for the game Devil Daggers. By the way, there is only one achievement in Devil Daggers, and you obtain it by subscribing to Minus the Rumors.
Yeah. Yes, that is how you get the achievement. I guarantee you do not have it.
This is
Please.
supposed to be minus the rumors.
You have to survive for 500 seconds, and I don't have the math on me. How many minutes is 500 seconds? It's like 8 minutes, right?
Seconds is 10 minutes.
10 minutes? No. There's
I think
60 seconds in 1 minute. So it's like 8.5 minutes.
8.3333333.
Yeah, 8.3 repeating minutes.
Hey, that wasn't bad off the top of my head.
So 8 minutes and 33 seconds, basically, or 8 minutes and 35 seconds. Anyway, Devil Daggers is so hard. Only one person on the entire planet has gotten the achievement for it. The achievement is obviously called Devil Dagger. The person that holds the achievement is YouTuber DreQ, DRAQU. He does have his record-breaking run posted on YouTube. He scored 508,736, or he lasted for 508 seconds just before dying. That's how your score is based. 508.7364 seconds. Earn the achievement. This game looks absolutely terrible. I mean, for rage-inducing. The game looks great. It
looks very quaky, doomy sort of thing.
Exactly.
Something I would like to point out is that since then he has beat his high score, so he's gone way above and beyond the 500.
And now, mind you, most people cannot even survive in this game for more than 60 seconds. In his own video, at about the 4.5 minute mark, 4 3/4 minute mark, his player can his avatar in the game you can barely make out the hand that's throwing the daggers because of the amount of enemies surrounding him.
Yeah, I just go ahead and put this out there. No.
Oh, come on, Bob. You know you want to play this game.
I believe in you, Bob.
I believe in you. Really, but you should.
I just say I believe in you because that definitely kills everyone that I believe in.
I might do it if one is this how much does this game cost? First off,
I'm not even sure.
Let's go ahead and look this one up on the fly. But if one of you guys buy it for me, I will do it for extra life, and that's it.
But yeah, it's 500 seconds. 500 seconds ish. You get the achievement. Now, mind you, there is a global leaderboard for this game, and as of yesterday at 1:30 p.m., DreQ had the top score in the world, 528 seconds, 528.4151 seconds. Second place is at 478.0939 seconds. So, I mean, that's almost a half of a minute difference.
Also, the game is $4.99, and it actually has very positive reviews on Steam. So,
And everybody wants Bob to play it, so Bob, you should play it.
Yeah.
All you guys got to do is buy it for me, and I'll do it on as part of the extra live stream. Maybe even part of an Operation Dropbox stream, but it's not going to be a regular playthrough because I have anxiety issues, and I got a feeling that I will go into some.
You go into some next level stuff with that?
I will hit some post traumatic stress blackout, and I'm not even joking here. Oh my God, I would die.
Just title your stream "Bob Goes Fetal." Run a face cam, you'll be fine. Yes, it's $4.99. If you guys want, wait till the stream is over. Wait till our stream is over at least. Jump onto Steam. Look it up, download it, add it to your wish list.
So many gift codes for this game now.
And whatever you do while you're on Steam, make sure you get the Black Ops 3 multiplayer download for their free-to-play weekend coming up this weekend. That's right, guys. Black Ops 3 multiplayer, free this weekend. There's also some discounts on the digital deluxe edition of the game and the actual game, or the full game. The full game is $39.59. It's marked down like $6 or something like that. The digital deluxe is marked down almost $10, and you'll be able to play it for free in multiplayer until 1 p.m. Pacific time Sunday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were like, well, is it going to be worth it? This is your extended demo, guys.
This is your chance to try it out and see if you would actually enjoy the game.
Or just to make sure that your PC will run it smoothly enough.
right.
Indeed.
This is a great marketing idea for them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you don't get the single player. It's just a multiplayer only. Which is, honestly, if you're going to buy this game, that's why you're buying it. Usually.
Right.
A lot of these first players, Call of Duty has all but given up on its single player. All but.
Well then, there is Far Cry has been stripped down quite a lot and to Far Cry Primal, and I'm excited about this. This is actually really cool. I'm not really a Far Cry person, but this is amazing. It goes way back into the Stone Ages. There's mammoths. Of course, there's peoples who fight and all that stuff. But there is a little Easter egg to Assassin's Creed, and you can do the leap of faith, and you even get to hear the eagle cry as you do your little leap of faith. It's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The thing is, if I didn't know the eagle cry sound and what it meant, I would have totally missed it because you could almost also translate it as in the sound of him just screaming as he's flubbing on the way down because he sticks to the landing, but the dismount looks like he's just flubbing it all the way.
It's absolutely
I give him a
beautiful.
1 out of 10.
It's absolutely beautiful. Well, mind you, it's primal times, so gymnastics and things like that probably hadn't been perfected. But this game looks amazing. It reminds me a lot of a game that, once again, is older than pretty much the entirety of the audience. It was called Turok, Dinosaur Hunter.
Yeah. This is Turok, Dinosaur Hunter. Just take out the word dinosaur and he's just a hunter.
Yes, with better graphics and amazing gameplay. and pet animals like coyotes, wolves, tigers,
And bears.
and
Oh,
bears.
my.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't resist.
We were hoping that somebody would say that.
I can almost hear the OGD come from Zero's head towards me right now. It's like, GD, Bob, really? Yes.
I'm not allowed
Yes,
to
kids,
say that stuff
I do
anymore.
horrible puns.
And for Rocket League has another DLC coming out. It is $2, and it's Batman related. You get the Batmobile, and if I remember correctly, there is flags for Superwoman, Batman, and I can't remember the last person. There's a third person in
Supes.
there.
Oh, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
I already
Flags.
said Wonder Woman. Okay,
Yeah,
Superman.
Batman,
Yeah,
Superman,
I forgot
Wonder
Superman.
How could you forget the big
one
blue
that I
Boy
like,
Scout?
I know. Okay, look. So yeah, that's another little thing that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
This
And
makes me happy.
That's dropping March 8th for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Indeed.
It's not Rocket League's first DLC, like the first DLC that cost money, like I thought it was, but that goes back to their, what was it, their old school roots game where you got extra cars and flags and wheels and paint jobs and awesomeness. But
yeah,
you know,
honestly, price point was
it's
for how much you're paying versus what you're getting. It's something really, really cool. You're just paying for something aesthetic. You're not paying to win, so I'm cool with it.
now the Batmobile doesn't handle any differently than any of the other cars in the game. The same with all their other DLC cars. They don't handle any differently. It is purely graphical.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's an aesthetic choice. That's it. But my lord, for $2, what an aesthetic choice!
It looks
Oh,
absolutely
it's
amazing.
beautiful.
Because I just like with Rocket League. Seriously, I want somebody to get like announcers for soccer or football if you're from not the U.S. Just for it's like, and Batman goes to set it up and go. I just want that one time. No one? Oh.
No, Bob. Absolutely no. Never again.
Oh. Yeah, I think it's time for us to switch to the tech portion of the show, folks.
Indeed.
I do too. Let's get on into some tech. How about Krim? You got Twitch chat, or you? Oh,
Okay, he's
Okay.
not here.
Okay, so I think Cram is
Uh,
having technical issues, so
alrighty.
We will continue on with our schedule.
there is a new Twitch feature, people.
Yes, Twitch chat replay was just announced and just implemented with this beautiful streaming service, Twitch TV.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back, Cram.
I don't know how long I've been gone technically because I've been talking up a storm and
Oh yeah, no,
Nothing.
No,
you
haven't
never
been talking for a
disconnected or
while.
anything. Wow.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything from you since. Actually, we haven't heard anything from you in a while. Now I'm thinking about it.
well,
Yeah.
I've talked in every single thing.
I assumed you were just being quiet.
No, I've been talking.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We haven't heard anything from you ever since I brought up the senator.
Yep.
Yeah, I've definitely been talking to myself.
Oh wow.
No.
Oh.
Anyways, so Twitch, y'all just start that one?
Yes, we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
started.
go for it. This is your baby, man.
Yeah, no. Anyway, so as it was probably said, Twitch, the live streams, now they record the chat as well. So when you go back to rewatch everything, you'll actually be able to see chat and what's being said at that moment, which is really cool. You know, a lot of times the streamer will be talking to the chat and you won't really know what's going on because you know, people are saying things in chat or you just won't get it. Now you actually will understand, as well as moderators can go back and watch it and actually ban people and timeouts wouldn't work, but you can ban people or delete things. More importantly, you can delete things from the chat that are after the fact, so post edit, which is actually really good. So for like large YouTubers, this is very useful. So
Yes, it's absolutely great. And then for those of you that don't know, if you miss one of these podcasts, one of these shows, we post right to YouTube pretty much immediately after we're done. But it's starting immediately, and I mean the second we stop streaming on here, if you go, oh crap, Minus Rumors was tonight, you know, it's archived on us for 2 weeks. So feel free to, you know, watch right here on Twitch. You can see the chat as it rolls on the side now, which is beautiful because we do talk with our chat. And yeah.
Yeah, and the one thing I like about this the most is, like, say, me, I play ragey games and I have to focus. So when I'm in like ultimate gamer focus mode, I cannot focus on the chat enough to like make sure that nobody's bringing up something horribly inappropriate. And sometimes I'll miss it, but I don't want someone who's watching my old stuff and go, that's still on Twitch, and go, wow, why didn't they catch this? And like I can catch it at a later date where if somebody drops a racial epithet or something, I can go, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, where no other future viewers will see it ever again.
Right. That's the other thing too, is you can edit your past chat. Sadly, you can't chat newly onto a replay video, but you know, you can go and, you know, remove chat lines that should not be there.
Also, a nice little feature about it, it does have, you know, if someone subscribed or all that, that would normally be in the chat, it will be there still, and you can look back and kind of see what was said, what were you doing that brought in the most subscribers at that point in time, so you can see an easy correlation of things well.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
That's just one of many new Twitch features to come out in the last year, and I'm sure there's going to be some other awesomeness they drop sometime soon, hopefully.
Like that YouTube gaming.
And the thing is this entire thing used to be an extension that one guy made. Then they hired that guy and they integrated it in. So good on you, Twitch.
So speaking of Twitch replay chat being editable, you ever put something on YouTube and then thought, oh crap, that shouldn't be there, or I need to blur that out? Like, I've done it. I left somebody's dangler in my GTA Let's Play.
Oh man, if I could just tell you about the times that I've streamed without pants on.
There's a scene in Grand Theft Auto 5. It's like, you know, I was recording in 60 frames a second, so it was like 130 or 140 frames where you could see Trevor's full on
Man tackle.
Yeah, he had his tackle box hanging out there, his lure. I thought I got it all pixelated out. I had my video up for like a week until somebody finally sent me a message and said, hey, you know his junk's hanging out right there, right? And it's in plain view of the world. And I said, oh no, I'm going to get you know, shut down for inappropriate video, or my channel's going to get rated M mature, which means I wouldn't be able to monetize anything, things like that. So I had to re-download the video. I had to re-download my own video, put it into my editing software and pixelate. it was a very long process. Anyway, that's all fixed now because YouTube has just implemented a blurring tool in their YouTube editor.
I can't wait to see what Markiplier does with it.
Right.
So you'll be able to
That
blur
alone.
you'll be able to blur faces, you'll be able to blur phone numbers, you'll be able to blur lots of things. All you need to do is draw a square around what you want to get rid of, and the software automatically takes care of it for you. The best part is, this isn't a fixed position blur. You can lock it in place and it'll blur that one spot in your video, or you can move it around frame by frame and blur things in motion. It's amazing.
So for some ungodly reason, I was playing, I don't know, let's say GTA, and there was a flying phallus. I could actually have it swing along with the phallus.
Yes. Yes, you could. I don't know why there would be a flying phallus, but yes.
Well, I don't know about you, but, you know, some of those rockets look pretty phallic.
I am staying out of this conversation.
Sorry.
You know what?
Well, you know, you could use them on the
This is making me
upper
uncomfortable.
chest region of a lady as well.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could. In
Actually,
fact,
it'd be
there's
highly
a
suggested.
Welsh YouTuber named Milby.
Millbygate.
Yep, Milby got his entire channel shut down for boobies
Yep.
in a video in a game
Like
called Lucius.
less than a second.
Less than 1 second. You peep through a keyhole and there's a nanny or something in the bathtub. And boom, his entire channel gone.
They do not mess with that.
They don't. So yeah, it's a handy tool to have.
Oh my god, I just realized something.
But
This could be also be used in creative ways like that are not for like censorship, but like say if everybody pretty much has heard about like certain creepypasta monsters that don't have a face.
Right.
Yes.
You could use that to make them feel more alien.
Yes. I mean, the blurring, it's not your traditional like gradient rows and columns blur where it pixelates everything. It is a Gaussian blur. It almost looks like frosted glass. So yes, you could.
It's a blur. It's not the cop's pixel sensor.
Exactly. So on to our next piece.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. A major car manufacturer, Mercedes-Benz, is replacing people with robots on its assembly. No.
No, other way around, dude.
Mercedes-Benz is replacing robots with human beings on its assembly line.
Yeah. Bender and the gang went on strike, folks. So
Mercedes-Benz has said, we have so many options on our cars, and so many customizable features and things like that. It's actually more efficient, costs less, and production time is faster if we just get rid of all these dang robots and put people back on the assembly line, because they can keep up with the continuous changes for options and things. They said specifically, and I quote, robots can't deal with the degree of individualization and the many variants that we have today. We are saving money and safeguarding our future by employing more people. Which, yeah. I think this is amazing. I really do. It's about time. I mean, I wish one of the American car manufacturers would have decided this.
Right.
Or would have realized this, but I think it's amazing that that people are actually getting put in a job that can be done by people.
I never thought that I'd hear people replace robots. I thought it would always be that, robots replace people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Now,
robots, they're programmed to do one thing, where humans, we can do whatever. Plus,
Yeah.
we fix ourselves.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Your typical aperture robot, whenever it has to go from wood to vinyl to plastic to metal to da 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 da, you're usually having to have a person quickly go in there and change
tooling and everything else, the material you're using,
the material, or even if the material's being loaded and stuff, like it's having like all those constant changings of heads and stuff so it can have the proper head to grab and blah 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 blah.
Now when we talk
that
about
stuff causes wear and tear, and the most expensive person to pay is the person who fixes those robots.
Right. Now, mind you, when we talk about the options, you got to think this is being done over in Germany on the line for the S-Class sedans. It's a very popular car. It's an expensive car. When you order an S-Class, you don't usually go to the dealership. I don't know how many people here have Mercedeses or have family members that have Mercedeses, but when you go to a Mercedes-Benz dealership, yes, you can test drive the cars and stuff like that. And yes, you could purchase the car. But really what they're trying to get you to do is test drive the model that you want for the feel of it, and then get you to order one anyway.
Yeah.
And the S-Class has 4 different options for tires, like 3 different options for wheels, a carbon fiber trim option, and then you can get temperature controlled cup holders and things like that instead of standard trim, standard cup holders. So like there's a lot of changing that has to happen, and a person can read the manifest for the build sheet and just grab the parts off of a pile faster than you can retool a robot to put heated cup holders in one car just to go back to your standard non-heated cup holders.
Yeah, and the thing is this is actually keeping jobs in the U.S. because they do have a plant in Tuscaloosa County, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And that is and this is big because the city of Detroit has tanked there for a while. I don't know if they still are, but tanked as bad as they were, but they tanked there for a while because all those automotive companies just went, we ain't building here no more, and left.
Right.
And all those jobs went with them, and all that income went with them.
I'm having a hard time pronouncing this this Mercedes plant. It's in Sindelfingen in Germany. Sindel, Sindelfingen, Sindelfingen. Robots aren't getting completely removed from there. They're going to be working, on the same assembly line. There's just going to be some spots that, people are better fit for it. But the robots are going to be contained behind glass. They're going to be, cut off from human interaction, so there shouldn't be any accidents. There was a huge accident a couple of years ago at a different plant, an auto metal folding machine and a welding machine decided to taco a piece of steel around somebody and then weld it shut on accident. But Mercedes, BMW, and Audi, the big 3 German cars, are all working. They're all working towards development of robots that have sensors that can detect human body heat and proximity and things like that, so that they don't have to be combined to a glass room anymore, a clean room environment where it's, safe in, safe out. It should be pretty interesting. But the main point here to take away is Mercedes has finally realized that some jobs are just better suited for people than for machinery, and hopefully the other car makers catch on to it too, and we get some more people back in the workplace.
It's like a modern day John Henry Irons.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So, in other news, moving into kind of the entertainment portion, we have, as you may have noticed on Facebook, we now have a change with the like button. Now you can express more emotions instead of being just like. Because if someone passes, you don't want to just put a like, because you can get the sympathy like and then be like, I'm so sorry. But now you can put like or love or haha, wow, sad, and angry. So, what do you guys think about this change that Facebook has made?
I haven't used this before, but I think it's amazing that you can, click and hold on the like. This is both on mobile and on their website, right? I'm on my Facebook right now. Don't tell anybody. My Minus the Rumors bosses get really angry when I use Facebook during a podcast.
Zero.
How dare you?
Wow, Zero. Wow.
But
Wait, you are the boss.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm his boss.
Whoa.
Whoa.
You might want to find a
But yes, you click and hold on the like. If you just push like, it'll, give you the traditional thumbs up. But if you push love, bing, there we go. I now love this status. Now let me like it. Now let me unlike it because I didn't like that status to begin with.
Yeah.
But that's
My
amazing.
personal favorite is the angry one because that's the exact opposite. Like, I don't like it. You're actually saying something that is so stupid it angers me for whatever reason.
That's actually why I really like it. Is I don't really care about all of it, but I do like the angry because it's about as close as we're probably going to get to a dislike, and it's finally you're no longer propping up stupid people to do stupid things like, oh, I'm wonderful and blah blah blah. Guess what? No, you're not. You know what? So I like that it's not just like positivity everywhere. That's fake. No, you got something that's close to a dislike.
And
You know what? I was gonna be a grumpy Gus about it until Crimson made that point, and now I love it.
Yeah. It's like, or the sad is like,
I
I actually used the sad one because my sister posted something to where it was kind of, actually, it was just really stupid. And I'm like, I am sad for your daughter because you're raising her and you're kind of an idiot now. But I just like the entire idea to where it adds back some of the human element Facebook was starting to miss.
Yes. All right. And also, yes, Zero.
Oh, I'm wondering if it works on comments, and I don't see it working on comments just yet, which is probably a decent thing too.
That's probably something that might be implemented later.
Well, that's the thing, because you could rage on your commenters. But as I cruise my Facebook feed here, before I shut it down, I'm going through, and I see a lot of my friends have already taken to the new like my friend Cher just posted a meme. 5 people have liked it. 2 people have said haha to it. My friend that owns a dog rescue has added 7 new photos. Like 55 people have liked it. 2 people love it. So I think it's amazing. I love it.
I think it's a decent change.
Yeah.
So,
and they're taking cues from other social media. So
right.
That's good. They're keeping competitive in their own way. They're not going to go the way of MySpace.
Right, exactly. And you can try it there on the Facebook Minus the Rumors. Anyways, on to other news.
Yay.
The Pokemon Twitch event is going to be coming very soon. It will include a 24-hour marathon animation live stream. This is absolutely amazing. So on February the 27th, to celebrate the franchise's 20th anniversary, on the there's an official Twitch Pokemon channel. It will start at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Pacific. I don't know what that means. Anyways, it's going to have different games being played, but mostly the main focus is it's going to have the Pokemon animated shows and movies being streamed. It's basically the Bob Ross event, but as Pokemon. I am actually freaking out about this because I get to watch Pokemon on Twitch. I get to watch Pokemon movies on Twitch. I'm loving this. Like, Absolutely. Plus, there's going to be Pokemon emotes on Twitch, so that's an added benefit.
Right.
Ladies
So
and gentlemen, this is the closest you'll ever hear Krem come to ever doing a fangirl squill. So
that
he's
was
Basically.
That was at 1 p.m. PST. Oh no, yeah, 1 p.m. PST. It starts at host a massive event starting at 10 a.m. PST/1 p.m. PST. Interesting.
I think they mean EST.
EST. So it's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and
Yeah,
then
there's a typo.
and then the marathon of the anime starts at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.
Right.
Beautiful.
So you're going to have, like, I guess, 8 hours of developers and during which those 8 hours before the animation and whatnot is going to be developers talking about how it has impacted the culture. There'll be gameplay broadcasted, and then most likely there will be announcement as well, because it is Pokemon has, oh my goodness, they have gone all out for February, and then you're going to have all the animation and movies being streamed, which again I'm excited beyond for all this. So.
Oh, don't forget, guys, that on February 27th, also Sunday, the 20th anniversary, Red, Blue, and Yellow are going to be re-released for the 3DS.
Right.
oh god, so much.
I need to go buy I need to get, like, can I get next week's paycheck now?
No, because you'll just blow all of it.
No, I want to go buy a 3DS and 3 games.
Then
you
it
would
turns
blow
into
all of
5
it.
games.
I'll blow some of it and then put the rest on my credit card.
Nintendo has done an insane amount of stuff for this year for Pokemon. I mean, a few streams ago, I went through the entirety of it, and it took me quite a while to go through it. But yeah, I'm very excited about this. It's going to be on Twitch, and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of old things, Pac-Man has got a nice little fan film. It's a short film. It's only 6 minutes long, to where it's a combination of Pac-Man meets The Warriors. The Warriors was a 1970s film, so understandable if you haven't seen it. And for those of you who haven't, do yourself a favor and just buy a copy of this movie. It's wonderful 70s cheese through and through. They've made other short films that are very high in production value, such as Boom Raider, Sleeping with the Enemy, Metal Gear Solid fan film, The Best of Us, The Last of Us fan film, and there's quite a few more. But basically, the plot of it, without like major spoilers, is you got this guy in a yellow hoodie who's the Pac-Man character being chased in a very Warriors-esque fashion, where it hits all the key notes of the Warriors movie by the ghosts. They do plenty of gags about the ghosts being out of weight. The art style of it's spot on. I was a fan of the Warriors film, and I'm always enjoyed Pac-Man and that sort of thing. So this was very nice to me personally, because it just hit a lot of things that I was personally into. So yeah. So what are your thoughts on this, or fan films in general?
Pause. Scion just mentioned that The Warriors was a video game, and I forgot all about it, but it came out in 2005.
Yes, it was for the PS2
and the Xbox, and it was released by Rockstar Games. And I bought it, and I never, ever played it.
I forgot about it, and I remember watching an X-Play episode or something with Adam Sessler, like when that was a thing.
It was a very, very positively reviewed game. Beautiful. Okay, what was your question, Bob?
Bonus points to the chat for remembering that game.
Right.
But what are your thoughts about this, or just, good fan tributes like this in general that are of a good production value from a team of like 5 or 10 people.
You talking about Fury Fingers? What do we feel about Fury Fingers? Fury Fingers is a beautiful. They're good for doing this, associating video games with popular culture references in movies. I love it. I think it keeps things fresh or makes things more relatable. Because, you know, everybody associates things, whether or not you want to agree or disagree. Everyone will associate one thing to another thing, either consciously or subconsciously. And you get a better understanding of both things when you do that.
Yeah. And the thing is Pac-Man was released May 22nd of 1980. So the timelines are even together on like these things mashing up, considering.
Wow,
we're both having the same line of thought on here. It's like, hey, were these around the same time?
Yes, they are. I'm looking forward to watching some of the other Fury Fingers productions, like Box Hound, the Metal Gear Solid film, the Grand Theft, the GTA fan film, The Best of Us, the other MGS, the Metal Gear Solid fan film from 6 months ago, Sleeping with the Enemy, Boom Raider in 4K.
The Day of the Living Dead batteries have my interest right now.
Yes, the Day of the Living batteries.
Years old. But apparently that was selected for MagFest 2014.
Gritty Mario World. I've seen Gritty Mario World now that I think of it. But how do these guys not have more than 1 million subscribers yet?
It's probably because they don't have a lot of...
Their channel views are at 695,877, but only have 10,800 subscribers.
Yeah, but also it's like 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 videos out of a 2-year period.
Yeah.
That's why they don't have a lot of subscribers.
That makes sense.
The algorithm, folks.
Speaking
Love it or
of,
hate it.
right, and speaking of live action movies, I'm not even sure if it's live action or not now that I think of it. I know it's going to be, if it's animated, it's going to be animated with live action, kind of like how the Lego movie was. You know, there was some scenes on it where facial expressions and stuff like that needed to be taken. They couldn't be built.
Yeah.
The Minecraft movie. Target audience has been revealed. Woo! For those of you that don't know, Minecraft is getting a movie. And
will they get their own little awesome song?
I hope not.
Oh God.
I hope not. I hope C418 does the entire soundtrack for the movie.
That would be amazing.
That really would be amazing. But the target audience for the Minecraft movie has been said to be the same target audience as Jurassic World. Now, there has neither been a confirmation or a denial as to a PG-13 rating, but the target audience for Jurassic World was for ages 13 to 17. For those of you that don't know, Roy Lee is the person behind the Lego movie. He's the producer. He also was the producer of the Lego movie. And the Lego movie will be starring Rob McElhenney, who is the star of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's also writing and directing the movie. Yeah.
My feelings are so mixed on this.
Yeah.
I'm excited, and yet I still doubt that it will even happen.
No, they're saying that Lee has said that he believes the movie's going to go into production. Warner Brothers is going to be the producer on it, and they're hoping to hit production later this year.
I have no doubt that this movie will be made. None whatsoever. What worries me is my past experience with video game films. Because let's face it, how many of them are good? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I was like, Street Fighter? No. How about the one with Chun-Li? No. Mario Brothers? Oh no. Mortal Kombat? That's more so bad it's good territory.
The only one I can think of that was not trash but still not great was the Resident Evil.
Yeah, like the only quote unquote video game movie that was any good that was like really good to me was Wreck-It Ralph, but
Yes.
it wasn't like it was a Pixar movie featuring video game characters, much like Who Framed Roger Rabbit was like this weird sort of thing, and that's actually what it got compared to. So
Right.
this, it's like I'm not even cautiously optimistic. I'm just cautious because when it hits theaters, I know I'm going to have to see it. Why? I have a 7-year-old daughter and she loves Minecraft. So yeah, I'll give you all my review after it happens.
Right. Well, there's one movie that just came out. It's not based on a video game, but I'm sure you guys saw the trailer for it too when you saw the Deadpool movie. It's not based on a video game, but it was in first person perspective. Called Hardcore Henry.
Or Hardcore Henry.
Yes.
Yes.
That looks like it's going to be good. It's totally off topic for minus the rumors because we had no intention of talking about it, but you know.
I only have one comment about that. I just wish they made it to where you couldn't even tell the guy's race.
Yeah. That would be amazing.
Right.
And made it to where like the guy, quote unquote, could have been a guy or a girl. But no, like from what they give you from the little plot threads, he's obviously white because you see him getting put back together. He's obviously a guy because, well, what you see of his body.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I do not know of a woman with arms that hairy.
Right.
But hey, I could be wrong. It could be just a very furry woman. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just something I was like, towards like anybody watching it would be like, this could be me.
Right.
But yeah.
Indeed. And the last story of the night is Guardians of the Galaxy 2. The sequel to the 2014 movie is finally starting production, and it casts Kurt Russell.
What?
Don't know what role or anything yet, but we just know that he has been cast.
So we're
Since
gonna.
we are minus the rumors, we're going to let the chat fight this one out.
Yeah,
Indeed.
you guys can speculate where he's gonna be. So is the original cast still cast? Please tell me Zoe Saldana's still in it.
As far as we know.
Far as I can tell, yes.
Oh, beautiful. Because she's
Like-
beautiful.
Like, if it makes any sense, all the silhouettes line up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, starring Zoe Saldana, Bradley Cooper, and Chris Pratt.
Like, they might. I think the only person they can get away with is changing out Groot's voice actor.
Right. Because you've still got to have...
Vin Diesel. For
yeah.
Groot.
Vin Diesel was Groot, and Batista made his acting debut in that as well.
Really? Who the heck was he?
I can't even remember his name.
Was he the purple guy?
Yeah. Dave Batista was the purple guy. And I can't remember his name.
He's dead. Ronan,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. There we go. Ronan.
See, I know comics. Oh, yeah. As far as like the movie itself, I know I'm going to go see it just because I enjoyed the first one. That, and I want to see like the comedy, like the scene where he's like, "What are you doing? It's a distraction."
Oh no,
I'm
Dave
super
Bautista
excited
was
about
Drax. Yeah,
Yeah, Drax the Destroyer.
that's
what
it. I couldn't remember his name to save my life.
Okay, so I don't know comics, folks.
Heard it here first.
Yep, confirmed.
Purple guy.
Uh,
The big blue guy that takes everything literally. Kind of like me. Saddest.
Indeed.
This world's smallest violin plays the world's shortest tune for Zero the Unwise.
And I am so glad you take everything literally because it's just endless hours of fun for me.
You know who else takes everything literally? Kleptomaniacs.
Well then.
Guys, we're out of time for this week. And we appreciate you watching.
That was horrible even by my standards. Later, folks. We're
We're gonna start falling apart here in less than
Oh my
2
God.
minutes. Oh, if you haven't yet, make sure you follow.
Just ready to yank you off stage, dude.
If you haven't yet, make sure you follow. Please bring your friends next week. Talk all week long about how awesome the Minus the Rumor stream was when they're all busy bothering you about how awesome the GOP debate was tonight. We appreciate you being here. Because, we're not going to cover politics on Minus the Rumors. We're going to talk about fun stuff that we actually care about and that you actually care about.
Because your news matters.
Because your news does matter. Once again, we are Minus the Rumors everywhere. I'm Zero the Unwise, also known as Ed from Zero Plays Games. I was joined tonight with Crimson Rose.
Yo, yo, yo.
Angry Hippie Lady.
Hello.
And Ziploc Bob. You can check all of our individual...
Good evening, good morning, and good night.
You can check all of our individual channels out at the bottom of this page. And we will see you guys next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. Bye.
Yeah.